Hello and welcome to the 2013-14 Women's Basketball Preview for the University of Findlay. My name is David Buck and I'm joined by head coach Jim Weedy. Jim, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure, appreciate it.
Well, Jim, you're kind of in a unique situation here. You took over for head coach Kate Cummings just a few weeks ago, right before the season started. Tell us a little bit about that transition and how the team's responding to it.
It's been an easy transition for us, and I think the fact that I've been here going on my third year, the fact that the team is familiar with me, the responsibilities that Kate gave me from an offensive and defensive standpoint in the recruiting, I think it makes that a little bit easier. So we've been basically doing the same system going on 3 years now. So that senior class especially is comfortable with the stuff that we've already been doing. So I think it makes the transition a little bit easier than if you brought somebody in all of a sudden, a week before practice is getting ready to start. From a professional standpoint, I've been in this situation before, very similar to when I was at Indiana State as an assistant with a coaching change, leaving early in the season and then having the opportunity to move up to the interim position at the beginning of the season. So I'm a little bit familiar with what it takes and to make that transition a smooth one, but the kids have been fantastic and I think that's made it a lot easier.
That's great. Now last year you guys went 24-6, finished the year ranked 20th in the nation. By far the best season we've had at the NCAA Division II level. Does that change the expectation of the program going into this year?
I think so. I mean, Kate did a fantastic job to get the program to where it is right now, especially where it was before, and you can attest to how bad it was before. We had a better year than I think we anticipated. We thought we were going to be pretty good. We never dreamed that we would win 24 games and be in the position that we were at the end of the year. So now the goal is to continue to build upon that. We always use our men as kind of a comparison. The tradition that they have and the success that they've had, that's where we want to get to. And I think the last couple years we've kind of taken that step. Now can we build on that success from last season, carry it over into this year, and continue with the recruits that we have coming in years to come.
Now, you lost 4 seniors off of your team last year. Played a lot of basketball for you guys in the past. One of them was an All-American, and Kayla Brown gave you a lot of production on both sides of the floor. I know you got someone in this year to kind of fill that role. Talk a little bit about how Sierra Geiger is going to fit into Kayla Brown's role.
Yeah, you usually don't get that lucky as a team. You lose a kid that's an honorable mention All-American and averaged over 18 points a game. And now you're trying to think, how am I going to replace that scoring? Because I thought we were pretty one-dimensional offensively last year. Really everything went through Kayla. And I was amazed at how many shot opportunities Kayla got night in and night out and how many points she was able to score when everybody in the gym knew what we were doing. We had other players that were more support players that it varied from game to game on who stepped up offensively. Now I think we have a little bit more balance. I think we have more kids that can score and I think we're better shooters. But to have a kid like Sierra Geiger come in, who was also an honorable mention All-American, and step right into that role makes it a lot easier. It takes a lot of pressure off of me as a coach. It takes pressure off of the team. So now you continue to move forward. That kid has played a lot of the GLIAC schools when she was at Urbana. She's a junior now, so nothing is going to surprise her, and she's used to the competition. She understands what lies ahead for her.
Now, looking at this team, I see a lot of depth. I see a lot of personnel that can play different spots on the floor. How do you juggle the playing time? Because you've got probably 12, 13 players that can, step on the floor and contribute.
I think depth and versatility. I think you hit it right on the head. Last year we weren't as deep. I think we weren't as versatile because, again, I said we were kind of one-dimensional. Inside game was hit or miss from game to game. I think we've got more balance there this year. I think Margaret Webker, especially the last couple of weeks of the season, really kind of solidified that post position as a freshman. More balance outside now with the different scoring options that we have. I think our style of play, because we try to press, make or miss, the matchup zone that we run, we require a lot of kids to participate and contribute. So we're looking to sub every couple of minutes, so it's easy to get kids within the flow. And the fact that we can go 10 or 12 deep on a regular basis, I think is really going to be beneficial to us in the long run.
Now you mentioned Margaret Webker, and she'll be a sophomore this year. Just tremendous talent, and what's it mean to have someone that can play inside out, play defense as well, defend the post, kind of guard the perimeter on the ball screens? What does it mean for your defense and your offense to have someone with that much potential?
Well, you don't get a kid that's her size that's as athletic as she is generally. I mean, her skill set is so good. If you'd have watched her play in high school, she spent a lot of time just kind of standing out around the perimeter. She really didn't play with her back to the basket. The fact that she can do that but also face up, the kids joke with her all the time about how she's a beast. I mean, she just absolutely dominates, and you've seen her in games where she goes up to snag a rebound out of the air, and her ability to run the floor, shoot the three, put it on the floor for a kid that's 6'1". Again, you don't see that very often. You've got to have some inside scoring, and I think we were a little bit hit or miss last year. Ty had a good year for us. Margaret is a more skilled player overall than Ty is. So to know that you've got that go-to player on the block and that you don't have to constantly rely on the three-point shot all the time, I think is comforting as a coach. So we plan on utilizing Margaret quite a bit this year, and she's going to be a big key to our success.
All right, and Coach, last question here. What can fans expect from the Oilers this year?
Well, I think we play an exciting style. I think our brand is, we try to press, we try to play up tempo, we try to put pressure on teams. The goal is to mentally and physically wear your opponent down, especially the point guard. We've seen glimpses of that over the last 2 years, last year in particular. We weren't the most athletic team last year. I was amazed at the success that we were able to have in the press because we didn't have great speed up front. Now, we're a little bit better with the guard play this year. That will get better next year, but it's just trying to create havoc. And usually you see it by about the 8-minute mark of the second half. You get teams to play a little bit faster, you wear them down, point guard starts making poor decisions, and if they're constantly thinking about somebody's coming to trap me or to blitz me or so forth, it forces teams to play faster than they're comfortable with. And again, mentally and physically, they start to make mistakes late in the game. So it's fun. We might not win every game. We might not win 24 games this year, but I guarantee if people come out and watch us play, it's a fun style and they won't be disappointed.
That's great. Jim, thanks for your time. Wish you good luck this season, and hopefully it's a good year for the Oilers. So that concludes the 2013-14 women's basketball season preview for the University of Findlay. Thanks.